Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Griswold of FINOS. Hope you're doing well. So this is part 2 of discussing Open Source and Finance Forum in New York. This coming up on October 21st and 22nd. And I did a part 1 that we talked about day 1 of OSFF and how it was all around FINOS. It was around our new projects, new ideas, new projects, and then our strategic initiatives. And I wanted to bring you into day 2, which has a slightly different bent on purpose, but I want to go ahead and quickly mention our sponsors, especially our leader sponsors, the Confidential Computing Consortium, the FinOps Foundation, and Red Hat. Those are all leader sponsors. We really appreciate them, and without their support and the support of the other sponsors, OSFF would not exist. And I say that because the majority of our conference goers, our members, get in for free. If you are a platinum member, we say unlimited tickets, but our platinum members actually attend for free, and they have hundreds of tickets that are available to them. Our gold members have 7 tickets that are available to them for free, and our silver members and our associate members have 4 tickets that are available to them for free as well. So when you add it all up, there's tremendous value that's created from this conference just for our members. So membership, not so bad, but also, again, it's expensive to do conferences in New York and London. And as a side note, we've been advised about not doing conferences in New York and London for many years from other parts of our team. And then our board members came forth and said, "Are you kidding? This is where these conferences need to be. These are 2 of the major financial centers of the world, and this is where our contributor and member base is." So anyway, that's why I'm saying that sponsors are super important for this conference, and please go and visit their booths. Please look at their websites from our website, our event website. I do want to mention our contributor sponsors as well: GitLab, OpenSSF, Splunk, Temporal, and vCluster. And then we have a number of community sponsors as well. Happy to have all of them here. So let's get into day 2 of OSFF. And we purposely put our AI talks on day 2. We have 2 tracks that are centered around AI. The first track is an open source AI powered industry. And this should be a very tactical track for developers, and because AI in financial services is moving from theory into practice, right? And open source is at the heart of that transformation. You will hear not only so much around AI, then I think you're even seeing it with OpenAI just finally released open source models that you can use and we saw DeepSeek do this last year. And you're seeing a whole bunch of not just APIs, but open source models that are opening up for AI. A lot of it gets led in finance because honestly, that's where a lot of the money is, right? So open source is the heart of this transformation. And this track's going to dive into the developer and engineering challenges of building, scaling, and securing AI systems in production. It's going to focus on hands-on approaches rather than policy. And the sessions explore topics ranging from AI native software development to neuro-symbolic techniques to workforce augmentation with AI agents. There's a lot of agents everywhere. Transformation challenges in adoption and integrating AI with interoperability standards like FDC3. And the track's going to conclude with EPAM's Dial project, which is an open source enterprise grade agentic AI platform. We're going to have speakers from JP Morgan Chase, Red Hat, S&P Global, Scott Logic, Interop.io, and EPAM. And this track is going to equip practitioners with the tools and insights to drive AI innovation inside financial institutions. So make sure you check that out. We should have announcements soon about keynotes around AI. Just waiting for those to finish falling. But listen, the track is worth it in itself, especially if you want to get your hands dirty. All right. So the other side of AI is a track called Mutualizing Risk and Compliance in the Open. And even though that doesn't say the word AI or the initials AI in there, it's AI adoption for financial services. It introduces complex compliance, security, and governance challenges that no single institution should or could solve alone. So this track's going to highlight how the industry can mutualize risk through open source, collaborate on standards, frameworks, and tools that help reduce the individual burden while accelerating the safe adoption of AI. Now, sessions will explore secure by design architectures, automated compliance with FINOS Common Cloud Controls and OSCAL. That's my buddy Daniel Paez. I did a podcast with him. He's a FINOS ambassador as well out of Montreal. And Daniel, I need your recommendations on where my wife and her friends should go to dinner while they're there. That same week, I'm in New York for this conference. Anyway, it's not important now. But we'll talk about zero trust compliance blueprints. I just talked with Rakia Finley from Copper and Vine Studio the other day about her talk. That's what that one is. Super interested in hearing that. And then finally, continuous assurance for software delivery. That's what the track's about. You're going to see how the FINOS AI Governance Framework is gaining traction and how CCC, and that is not the Confidential Computing Consortium that has a track in itself, but that's Common Cloud Controls, how CCC integrates with Prowler to enable automated cloud detections and remediations. We're going to have speakers from ControlPlane, and that's Andy and Francesco, buddies of ours. Like I said, Daniel from Runnink, George from GitLab, I'm not sure who from JUXT, and then Tony from Prowler, and Pedro from Prowler. This track shows how collaboration in the open strengthens resilience across the industry. All right. Now we're going to move away from AI, but trust me, AI is very close within security. And we're going to talk about the Guard the Vaults and the OpenSSF talks. And we can't go into all the OpenSSF talks and that's the Open Source Security Foundation, because there are a couple of them that are still being finished right now. But let me tell you about the track. So security in financial services requires more than just individual defenses. It demands shared responsibility and industry-wide collaboration. So this track's going to bring together multiple perspectives on how to strengthen open source security at the business and compliance level. And the first half of this features the OpenSSF, the Open Source Security Foundation, with sessions on securing the future of open source AI, raising the baseline for secure projects, and insights from OSFF leadership. OpenSSF leadership. Very confusing with all the acronyms that are exactly the same. The second half of the track turns to industry leaders with Sonatype and Red Hat addressing the new currency of open source attacks, secrets, tokens, and APIs, and the challenging of building trustworthy AI with model signaling and validation. We're going to have speakers from IBM, Bloomberg, Sonatype, Red Hat, and again, the OpenSSF/Linux Foundation. And this track highlights how the industry is raising its collective defenses to guard the vaults. There's a track also on security from the CCC, the other CCC, the Confidential Computing Consortium. We will announce that shortly, and that track is being curated right now. We have 3 out of the 6 tracks, but it's an interesting dilemma. Like, they have a conference that's right the day before our conference. They're swinging into action, trying to get everybody there. And anyway, it's great when sister foundations within the Linux Foundation really work together in order to come together in a place like this and really show off the work that we do that complements each other. So looking forward to those tracks, and I'll talk about them at another point. And then finally, we have our Hot Topics track. Hot Topics used to be, for me, a miscellaneous, we have no idea where to put these things. And they don't fit into this, they don't fit into that, but we also know that there's something on the horizon that's there. And what we wanted to do this time, instead of having them as 30-minute talks, we're making them 15-minute lightning talks. The reason is because there's so much out there. Like, actually, if our executive director, Gab, had his way, almost every single talk we'd have would be like 10 to 15 minutes so that we could fit 300 talks in. But we can't do that, Gab. Just saying. But this is a way to really give you, again, lightning round, but strong talks, strong speakers around things that are important, but they may not fit into one of the areas that like our projects or our strategic initiatives. So the Hot Topics is really the most dynamic and wide-ranging track at the conference. And it's going to have the rapid 15-minute lightning talks, and it's designed to spark ideas and conversations. These sessions highlight emerging innovations and perspectives that don't really fit into the other tracks, like I said, from open data to Gen AI to FDC3 sale to CDM-driven automation, payments flexibility, and financial agents. And that was Teddy, that's just woken up from a nap, with speakers from Citi, AWS, GitLab, OpenBB, Temporal Technologies. I can never say this correctly. Rensselaer RPI. Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute. Just Pay and vCluster. This track gives attendees a fast-moving overview for cutting-edge ideas and the chance to continue discussions directly with speakers during the breaks. Check out these talks. These are all on day 2, which is October 22nd. I know that we've been talking to some of our members, and I believe that they're probably going to have a kind of meetup. I don't want to say drink up, but a meetup afterwards, after the conference. So we'll be sending out information about that to our conference attendees. And yeah, again, my dog's going crazy behind me. So I'm going to finish now, but I'm going to tell you too that, and I did this in the last version of this podcast in part 1, I have 5 tickets to give away for free at 100% off your ticket prices. And I think I have mentioned that our members, the majority of our members, do get free tickets. And because we have these great sponsors that help pay for a lot of it, I'm going to give you my information here as soon as I can find it. Why can I never find these things? Okay. So I've got 5 free tickets to give away, and once they're gone. And the code for this, since you've listened all the way through, is Grizz VIP OSFF NY. So that is GRIZZ VIP OSFF NY. And if I want to go back to my military days, that's Golf, Romeo, Indigo, Zulu, Victor, Indigo, Papa, Oscar, Sierra, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Ooh, what is N? N. It's not Nancy. Damn, it's been a long time. N and Yankee, Y. So Grizz VIP OSFF NY. That's for 100% off. If you go and try to put that code in and it says that it's not available, then I have a 50% discount for you. And that is 50G, as in Grizz, VIP OSFF NY. So that's 50 Golf, Victor, Indigo, Papa, Oscar, Sierra, Foxtrot, Nueve, Yankee. What is N? I'm going to do it live. N. Phonetic alphabet. It is. Oh, November. Our conference is in October. Maybe that's why I forget. Anyway, that code will get you 50% off the already low price of $675. Listen, $675 for a financial services conference in New York City? Come on. 50% off? Even better. Anyway, join us. We're going to have a great time. There's going to be over 1,000 people there, 2 days of action, and we're here to make sure that you have a great time, learn a lot, and take things into your daily work lives, and also make great connections through the track that we don't necessarily put on the schedule, which is the hallway track, where you will meet your peers from other companies that you compete against, from other companies that are your vendors, from other companies that are your prospects. So join us for all of that. All right, with that, I'm going to say good day, good night, wherever you are.